Welcome back. Today's episode is about fixing my rooftop tent again. Last year, the same time, I took this cap off my rooftop tent and made a bunch of repairs, including a lot to the frame itself, where I welded on, dropped my phone, welded on better tabs, and then did riv nuts. And then all of the riv nuts that were in the top, I replaced with better ones. I don't know, I forget why I did it on the last one, but they were probably not that good. These ones I think only used one or something, and it wasn't very strong. So this is a lot better. But this old plastic cap cracked a bunch when my cousin owned it, and I went through and staple weld or hot stapled and epoxied a lot of these holes. And so you'll see the prong sticking out because I did it from the inside. And then I did like some sort of epoxy. You can see it better there, like a bunch of them going up. And so, like everybody tells you, right here you can see it. You drill out the end of the crack and then epoxy and all that. Well, this corner did not survive the year. In fact, I've gone through and all the ones, like this one's still holding up. You can see the hole, but it's epoxied over. So this was a good but crappy repair. I don't really care about like the quality, or like the looks of it. I'm just going for if it actually works. And then all this is rubber cement, which is right there, where I glued this back on because it was just falling off. I had to pull it off here, so it is like removable after you use it. You don't have to like take it off and do it again. But you can see here, these are the two holes for the latches of where I just showed you the brackets I fixed go. But then you see above it, the crack literally widened, including where there's a hot staple, and then goes up. And from the right angle, you can see, there it is. You can see it goes all the way up here. That hole is where the crack used to stop. So I did drill out the hole and then did all this repair to it, and it still cracked past it. So like, I got people on some groups saying like, oh, you gotta drill the hole, blah, blah, blah. Like, I did that. I did the thing. So, old plastic, just, it doesn't hold up. Also, this is definitely like a Chinese built rooftop tent. And I mean, this has seen super cold Montana winters and super hot temperatures in Oregon and rain in Washington. So like, I don't know, it's probably 5 or 6 years old now, and it's just what you get from China. And then this, I have it like strapped down right now, but this is like, this flexes. So when you go to pull this down, like you're pulling and pushing on it so much that this is getting twisted and such so much that it's just gonna flex. And it is a flexible material, sorta, but with age and temperature changes, it gets more brittle. So I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going camping this week with it, but there's two different paths I'm going down on this. One is I get some fiberglass and I fiberglass over these sections, and then the resin, from what I read, I'm no expert, I'm making this up as I go, but the resin should like bond with the plastic. So if I make a fiberglass, like just a couple layers, nothing, I'm not like making some like fiberglass car. Everybody's like, oh, if you fiberglass, it's gonna get so freaking heavy. It's like just a couple layers. And then I'd have to drill up many holes for that, and then that guy there. But just like a few layers of fiberglass to just keep patching this thing together. Or the other idea is just the fiberglass, the whole thing, so that all of it is more rigid, or this is not today's answer at all, is use this as a mold to make a whole new roof out of fiberglass and then pop this out, and then I'd have a new roof. Problem with that is, one, which is easily overcome, is the dimensions would be this and then outward, meaning it would be additive. So for instance, the diameter of it is like perfectly right here, but if I add on to that, then it'd be, just for example sake, 2 fingers thick. If that's the thickness of the material, then you'd be adding that, and then there's this gap. Sorry for flipping you off. So it wouldn't line up, but the thickness of that, I could easily get like a roll of rubber, neoprene rubber, and do a layer of that all around it, and then put that on top, and then the bolts and everything would line it all up. The other problem though is the offset of that hole would be more like touching this, like, or it'd be in this radius by just a little bit, but I don't know if that would work. So the more perfect answer would be use this, make a mold, and then from that mold make a new one of these out of fiberglass, and that's just too many steps for me. I draw the line at one step. So today's answer, I think I'm just gonna re-epoxy this to death, drill it the hole again, re-epoxy it, and everywhere there's a piece of tape, that is where I've peeled off enough epoxy, old epoxy. So you can see here, like, it's peeling up and such, but I'm kind of just gonna leave some stuff alone, because one, I want to go camping with this weekend. Two, I don't know. I kind of want to just do a repair now, see how long it lasts. If it breaks later this summer, I could do a much bigger project with it then. The other idea I have is to get a bunch of scrap aluminum or new aluminum or whatever, and make a new cap for this completely out of aluminum. Yes, it's gonna be heavy, but who cares? This is like, this whole tent is marketed at 135 pounds, and I bet you that is 20. I don't know. It's not heavy, it's just awkward. But if I just made a box, literally just it almost looks like a sardine can, like just flat and then with the rounded edges. Put that up there, and then it'd be stronger. I can weld it. I could add things to it. One thing I really want to add to is a vent with a fan in it, like for an RV. Except for I'd get one that, well, I mean, I'm going to get one specifically that's 12 volt, run wires within it, and then from it, this camper project, or if it's on the truck, I could just run a cord, hook it up to a battery system, and then I'd have like nighttime fan and vent features. So I'm gonna see where we get with this. Well, as soon as I put the phone down, I completely gave up on my plans and grabbed my hot stapler with the little packet of crap, and then my actual plastic welder, which I've only used once and sucked at it, and I was like, F it, let's try it. So I, like, wherever the crack was, I like melted it in deep and then came back over with hotter, or with filler, and just worked my way up. And as I was looking at it more, I found a couple other spots that needed it. This one's a little better. But yeah, I did a couple spots. Some spots needed a lot more staples. Which one's the worst one? This was the worst one. So where the crack was, I put more hot staples, and then plastic welded it from the back side, and we'll see we'll see how that does. At this point, I kind of don't care and wanted to like learn more than try to make this a one-stop shop, because I'm more inclined to just build something out of aluminum or something better than this plastic in the future. My long-term goal would be have like a vent on it. I got a new big ass fan with a light on it, but it would be cool if it was like an RV style one, and then have some crossbars across the top for not really sure what, because you don't really want to put too much weight on it, because once this is closed and latched, the only thing holding it strength wise is like the crossbar, so it's not the whole mechanism. I wouldn't like put a lot of weight on, but I don't know. Oh no, I know. I want to make something completely different too, is because imagine right here you have some lights. So obviously with this is up, it's like your door out. I would love to have just a light on the top of it angling down for where your ladder is, or just looking outside, and you can control it from the inside of the tent. All part of that electrical system I want to add. And then, yeah, it'd be cool to have some lights, some brackets, maybe something down here I should add. I want to do a boot bag. I had one on my last rooftop tent and I really liked it. You crawl up your ladder, get in with your butt in the door, and then facing outward, take your boots off, hang them, and that way they're out of the tent. So I don't know, I want to make this more accessory oriented, and we'll see where that goes. But my dream would be to find a whole bunch of street signs and make them like the Grindhard Plumbing Company guys used to make their earlier builds with fuel tanks out of them, and you could like see the sign. So right here would be a normal street sign that says like First Street, but just a ton of them all the way around, and then on the top would be do not enter signs, stop signs, stuff like that. So yeah, I'll put this back up, and I'm gonna trim off all these little pieces. I still might use the plastic weld I bought. This stuff, I might do that on the outsides once I clip all this off, sand it, or whatever. Just glue the crap out of it, fill any of these little holes. Actually, these holes need to stay there, but I don't know, make it better. So we'll see how that turns out. This is kind of funny. The last time I did this, like in here, you can see how the stubs stick up pretty high. That's because I thought you needed to use like side cutters and snip them off. I read the directions on accident. Long story, I was trying to figure something else out, and it was like, oh, these snap off. And so if you just grab them and twist them back and forth, it's really hard to do with one hand. They just snap off, and they're like way more flush. So the more you just try stuff, the more you figure stuff out, versus only being keyboard warriors. So now I'm gonna trim all these off, and maybe I'll do something about that, but one step at a time. All right, it's the next day. I went through and did the plastic weld from JB Weld, and just I've sanded down everything and then just put it over top. For reference, this is like my first repair, so I'm sure all this is going to turn out the same. Just hoping that this crack actually doesn't reform. I'm going to drill at all these holes, put it up on the tent, and silicone RTV around this area while I put the nut in the wash, or the bolt and washer through. And that's it. And I'm gonna go camping in a couple days, and we'll see how it does. So I'm bringing the trailer back in, and I totally forgot I kept the boat on the top. Well, I meant I knew that, but I forgot as I was bringing it in. You can see it barely fits. If anything, I bet you it rubbed right there, or right there. But let's not try that again. until I get out. Well, all right. Got back from camping this weekend, and the only complaint is it got really cold one night, and then another night I used extra blankets, and there was so much humidity in the tent. It was like a sauna. Well, not even a sauna, like a cold sauna. It was just like moist from the ceiling. So I wanted to do a vent on the top eventually, but all of my crack repairs, I'm actually looking at it with my eyes closed because I don't want to know if they broke, but I didn't see anything. The best way to see if there's a crack is when it's the morning and you're hungover, you can see the light. Other than God, you can see the light coming through the roof. It's actually funny, these little spots, maybe that's a bad example, but some of these spots where I've drilled the hole, that's a really big oxymoron. Where I've drilled a hole at the end of a crack and then epoxied and JB welded and all this stuff over it, it's translucent. That's the word of the day, translucent. Probably saying it wrong, but it you can see it through the tent. So you're sleeping, you're looking up, and there's just like a bright light, and you're just like, oh, that's that hole I filled. Other issues was this thing, by its nature, when you bring it down one way and the other way, sometimes it's a little bit more forward and a little bit more back. Sometimes this is like so tight that you have to really shimmy it to get it in, but it was a good trip. And then I really wish I took pictures. I filled this with wood, stacked wood that way in 2 columns, and then used this pallet on the back here to keep it as like a tailgate, to keep it all in. We got to camp and I used my magnet on a stick, this guy, and we literally found in our little camp spot that we've been camping at for over 30 years, 35, almost 40 years, we found half a bucket of nails. 5-gallon bucket. We filled it with half a bucket of nails. So I felt we left all our other wood for the next campers. That's what we do every year. But I didn't want to leave a pallet because then I'm just contributing to the problem, which is burning pallets. But other than that, my lights actually worked, which is a miracle. This is an LED bulb, but it's just not quite as bright as that one. But that's just kind of obvious because it's like not all that witchcraft going on in there for diffusing light different ways. I do want to actually wire up, now that I have a 7-way plug, I can wire up these reverse lights. And it's really funny when I'm off-roading. Yes, I off-road with this at the Gambler, and we pick up trash and blah, blah. But my cousin or another guy or whatever, whoever's right behind me, will get to a spot, and they love to just park right up behind me. More people than my cousin do that. I'm not throwing him on the bus. It's just he's usually the one that's right behind me. A lot of people will come up right behind you, and then you're just like, well, they can't see past a truck that I'm stuck, or there's an obstacle I need to back up. And they just like, good off-roading trick is if you can't see what's going on in front of the guy in front of you, and they stop, give like at least a half or a full car's length before you stop for them. In the end of the day, you want enough room that if they start backing up, they're not going to hit you immediately. You can hit your horn or whatever. I really want to find a better spot for this up in here. I think I'm going to do a solar panel right here maybe, or I need to make a mount for my super tall flag for the Gambler. I'm going to make a 40-foot flagpole. Well, either, I think it's outside. It's either going to be 20 feet, which is my telescoping pole, or we're going to add an extension to it and make it taller. Other than that, I even set up like this, pulled it out, and we put it in a spot where at camp I was like this, another camper was like this, and another one later got like this. But I was kind of boxed in at we're trying to make a wagon wheel, and I was gonna pack up first because the other trailer was like a whole family, and I couldn't get in right there. So I am actually able to, and I'm not a super athletic guy, but I was able to stand under this and pick it up and walk with it and position it in a way that I was able to back the truck and load this all in. I'm gonna make my next video probably about this and like what it is, how it comes in and out, the whole 9 yards. I've been kind of shy about it. I wanted to make a grand reveal and blah, 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 but it's 40 something days to the Gambler. So I'm gonna be doing projects on it to make it ready for that. So I might as well show people what this weird contraption is. As far as finishing off this, I think the fixes are good for now. We're gonna go to the Gambler in 40 something days. And if it cracks again, I did buy somewhere in all my freaking mess. That's the fun part. Come home from a trip that was a project before the trip, leave, come back, your shop is a disaster. So somewhere I got like literally it's the plastic stuff I bought, but it comes in like a stick. So it's plastic weld, but in an actual stick. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be my trail fix if something else happens. Further on, I still want to make a new roof out of something. I would love for it to be made out of a bunch of street signs or aluminum or whatever, but I'm also kind of worried about it being aluminum if it just turns it into a giant oven. But it's another day, another time. This does sway pretty bad, and I put new shocks in it. And by new shocks, I mean shocks I pulled off the truck that I didn't like, and it didn't really help. So I think I'm also gonna add airbags to it to make it stiffer and ride a little bit higher so it has more tongue weight. I doubt my tongue weight is my problem. That's a lot of overhang weight. The axle's pretty far back on this setup, so. All right, I'm never gonna edit this video if I don't stop it, so. I fixed the roof. I went camping with it. It worked. I did the easiest way to fix it versus all the complex ways I keep talking I'm gonna do, but that's it. And the next video will be about unveiling the backpack camper and what I'm gonna do to it next. I got some cool ideas. Thanks for watching.